Welcome to the School of Marvelous Light, little flock. I pray that you all are well today, blessed, healthy, that you have sufficient means for your well-being. Let's talk about what happens when you forget who you are or neglect who you are once you know who you are. Neglect or forget, it slips your mind, however you want to put it. If you don't know who you are, or if you have forgotten who you are, you won't act appropriately when the flood comes. Now, the flood is coming. It's coming every day. As Yahusha said, there is enough evil in the day. What do he mean when he said that? Is he telling you that every day that you live here in this 3D world, there's evil in it? Well, can he lie? Okay then. So he told you that there is enough evil in the day. Wow. So that evil, which I'm calling the flood right now, when the flood comes, if you don't know who you are, or if you have forgotten who you are, it slipped out of your mind, or whatever the case may be, you were led astray, then you won't act appropriately in the flood. It's just the way it is, man. You won't. You won't do what you was supposed to do or was designed to do. You're going to lean into your own understanding, and that shit is going to get you toe up every time. I'm just telling you the truth. It gets you messed up when you give in to being led astray. Led astray just simply means being pulled out of who you actually are. Being enticed away from the truth of who you are. It's never about what you do, because what you do is the effect of a cause. It is wise to deal with the cause. The effect is sin, but where is the sin coming from? It is only coming from a place of ignorance. Forgetting who you are, or forgetting who you are. See? Being ignorant of it, or just simply forgetting it. So we repent and we come back to who we are. You got to know who you are so that you know how to deal with the flood. So when you are I-aming yourself and equipping yourself, the flood is going to come. Now the flood is going to come every day. That's what Yahusha told you. There's enough evil in the day. So that's why he told you don't think about tomorrow. Take no thought for tomorrow. Because there's enough that you need to be focused on today. Enough evil in the day. Now when he said take no thought of tomorrow, what things was he referring to? What you shall eat, what you shall drink, what you shall put on. You see? So those things right there, what you shall eat, drink, and put on, the enemy uses as a flood against you. Now, we're saying eat, drink, and put on, but ultimately we're saying provisions for your fleshly life. That's what food, drink, and clothing is. So what we're actually saying is provisions. Take no thought for the provisions of yourself in the fleshly life. So anything that has to do with a provision of the flesh, don't think about it, because the enemy will use that as a flood to cause stress and depression and sadness and not enoughness and not worthiness. Hear what the Spirit's saying unto the flock? You hear? That's the only effect that's going to come from that cause. Now, what is the cause? You took thought. That caused depression. Hear me today. Taking thought for your fleshly provision causes stress, pain, or as Yahusha said, evil. Wow. Now, I want you all to think about this today. And let Abba's grace rain down on us as a little flock today together, because we're all in this together and we're all going through this same thing. Which is what? I think I would be happy if I lived here. That's a provision of the flesh. Now watch how much stress that thought is going to cause you in your life when you don't have that particular house. I would be happy if I lived in that house. So as long as you're not living in that house, then you're not happy, because you have told yourself that you will only be happy when you're in that house. So let's say it takes you 30 years to get whatever resources you need to purchase that house. Then 30 years you spent being unhappy for something that you only think will bring you happiness. Even though he told you, think about today. Are you happy today, sir? If you're saying I'll be happy if I'm living there, you're saying you're not happy now, where you are. So then you're not happy in I am. You're not. You see how that working? I am is where you are, isn't it? Okay then. So if you're not happy where you are, then you aren't happy in I am. And that's why you're falling when you're taking thoughts for provisions, because your provisions don't come from you. They come from above. Didn't he say your heavenly Father knows what you have need of before you ask? So then if your heavenly Father knows what you have need of before you even ask him, then why are you asking? Today, thinking that you won't obtain it, which is what's making you unhappy. Follow? I'll be happy when this. Okay, well, I am happy. Now, where do I have to go to find that? Nowhere, but inside myself. That's what Yahushua wants to remind you of. Your truth. Your true existence is not this fleshly body. And as long as you think it is, you will be upset. You will be offended. You will be irritable. You will be short-tempered. Because once you listen, watch what I'm telling you. Once you give in to a thought of what will I eat, what will I drink, or what will I do about this, or my car stopped on me and what am I going to do, or what am I going to do about this, or what, is the moment you start doing that, stress levels rise. As I'm telling you since the beginning, flood. That's the flood. It's the stress level rising. Your breathing will start to change. Tell me I'm lying to you. Your breathing will change. Your heart rate will change when you start to think about how your car broke down, or you start to think about what you're going to eat, or you start to think about how you're going to pay for some new clothes, or you start to think about how you're going to take care of this illness in your body and go to what doctors and what insurance you're going to have to get, and how you're going to have to pay this copay and spend this much amount of money every month for your medication, and how you're going to get side effects, and what's going to happen because you're the side effects. Now you got to get new medication because of that, and blibbity 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 blibbity. It's a flood. And ultimately, it's just fear. Because the only reason the irritation is coming up, and I'm telling you this from my own personal experience, is because of the fear of loss. That's all. Hear me today. The only reason you're feeling the flood is because you think you will lose something. Now, let's see if that's the way it works in the 3D for our edification. When a flood happens in the earth, the people are crying over what the flood has washed away. Correct? Correct? We say it all the time. You can build new houses, but there are some things inside of that house that are irreplaceable, cannot be replaced. And those are the things that the person is crying over and mourning over. What the flood took away that was priceless to them. So that's what happens in your life. The fear is coming, and your fear is that you will lose something. When you start arguing with your spouse, it is only because of the fear of loss. If you knew that at the end of that conversation, y'all would be A1 diggity and y'all would be right in perfect harmony again, then you wouldn't be so upset. You'd make peace and move on amicably. But if you have fear that you will lose your relationship, or that you won't be loved, or it has changed, or it's not the way it used to be, the thrill is gone and all this, if you're thinking like that and feeling like that, then the flood will take away from you. It will take things away from you. That's simple. So what do you mean? The flood come to steal, kill, and destroy. Isn't that what a flood come through the village to do? It comes through, it washes everything away. It destroys things. It steals things from people, never to be seen again, washed under the waves, taken by the current. Sometimes it's people that were washed away in the current. And it destroys things. It kills people, it destroys things, and it steals stuff. That's what a flood does. Now let's look at Noah's time. Noah's time there was a flood. And did it steal, kill, and destroy? Yes, it did. It took life from everything that wasn't in the ark. So there we have it again. There we have it again. Now, just as in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the coming of the Son of Man. So it's going to be the same way now. See how we have the foreshadowing of the foreknowledge of Abba Yah's truth being given to us so we can be prepared for the flood. The flood is your daily life, your daily physical existence. That's all he has to use against you. When I say he, I mean your enemy. That's all he has against you, your fleshly life. This happened. Now start thinking more thoughts of what if this, what if this, what if this, what if this, what if this. And when you start doing that, the flood increases and increases and engulfs over you, and it steals your peace. It kills your joy. It robs you of your happiness. And it destroys your serenity. And you tell me it doesn't do that. Okay, let's get real nice and simple for everybody to understand. You got a guy and a girl, and they're in a relationship with each other. And they say they love each other. They love each other, trust each other, respect each other, and they're in a relationship. Now, in the midst of that relationship, let's say the guy comes in the house. He just came home from some event, and he leaves his phone out. Uh-oh! See how y'all already know that's a uh-oh? Now, why is that? If they love each other and trust each other and respect each other, it's because they don't. Because if they remembered that they did actually feel those things and lived in truth with the fact that they feel those things, would we be going, uh-oh, he left his phone out? No. So he leaves his phone out. His girl goes through his phone when he goes to the bathroom, sees something in there she doesn't like. Whether it's harmless or not, we don't know. But she sees something she don't like. Now, that causes her to have a flood hit her. Am I lying or not, sisters? When you saw the text messages, when you saw the pictures in his phone, did a flood come? Now, that flood only wants to steal, kill, and destroy your relationship from you. That's what the flood is doing to you. Now, you may let it do it. It's up to you. As soon as he come out the bathroom, nigga, what the fuck is this in your phone, nigga? Who the fuck is this bitch? He tried to explain and shit. It's this, that, and the other. I don't believe you, nigga. We supposed to trust each other. Bitch, how the fuck you say we supposed to trust each other, but you going through my motherfucking phone, bitch? Tasmanian devil and Tasmanisha. Taz and Tasmanisha is arguing and going in circles right now because they can't understand each other because they're both caught up in a flood. That only still kills and destroys. That's all I do. That's all I do. So just as it was in the days of Noah, the flood took them all away. You heard that? So what flood, grandson? Fear. Fear. Now that girl I told you that went through the man's phone. And let's say we can flip it and say the man went through the girl's phone. It doesn't matter, either or. Whatever one works best for you. That's what you get in your mind right now. Answer this. The person that went through the phone, would they do that if they were secure? Would they feel like they need to go through your phone if they do trust you? So then they're proving that they don't trust you. Even though they say they are trusting you, they're proving that they don't. Now, when they show that they're not trusting you, you can please rest assured that a flood is in their world right now. When they look through your phone, a flood is there. It's there. She feels that he or she who looked at the phone feels the anxiety when they're looking at it, even if they don't see anything. The whole time they're looking, they're feeling the anxiety. The flood is already brewing up, ready to bust loose. You hear me? So these people who, just as in the days of Noah, who succumb to the flood, are succumbing to that event I'm describing to you right there. Nothing outside of you. It's not water coming down drowning you. It's fear drowning you. It's doubt drowning you. That's what's drowning you. That's what's going to drown the people of this earth. Unbelief will drown them. They don't believe they're loved. They don't believe that they're valuable. Look at what I'm telling y'all today, that this is what's going to destroy the people of the earth that don't receive the truth and get on the ark. The flood will destroy them. The flood is fear, doubt, self-loathing, self-rejection. That's the flood. And you don't even know you're doing it. But the moment something goes bad and your feelings start to change and you start to get all upset and start to get all woe is me and this is bad happening to me and why did this have to happen to me and now this is going to happen and I'm not going to be able to do that because this bad thing and now this and now that. Then when you say now this, you're saying more water. Can y'all hear this today, little fly? You're saying more water is coming. And then if that happens, then this. That's more water coming down the hill towards you. Then you go, but if that happens, then this. Then that's more water coming down the hill. Does it say that woman that birthed the man-child, that the dragon cast out a flood out of his mouth after the woman? A flood means lies and doubt and fear after that woman to get her to try to think it. But remember, he ain't in the air anymore. He's in the water trying to talk. And so the earth opened up her mouth and swallowed the flood. Hear me today. Hear me today. Helped the woman so she wasn't carried away with the flood. Isn't that what it said? He spewed a flood out of his mouth to carry her away with it. Well, what do you mean, grandson? He spit water after her to carry her away with water? No, he spit lies. He went to attack all on the earth that keep the commandments. That's what he's doing now. He's been cast out and he's mad. Read the Bible and see if he's full of wrath because he's kicked out and he's on earth. He's angry. And so now he wants to destroy that woman that bore the man-child. Who is the man-child? The usurper. The usurper who usurped the air from the prince of the air. She bore the usurper, the one who put his foot on the back of his skull and crushed it, put everything under his feet. Do you hear it today or what? So yes, Israel, he mad at you right now. He mad. He came down having great what, the Bible say? Great wrath. His place was no longer found in the air where he used to be, where he could spew his lies at people and they would hear it and believe it. And now the scriptures attest that the accuser of the brethren is cast down and his place was no longer found. And they said salvation has now come. That's where we at. And he mad about that shit, y'all. That devil is mad as hell about that. Because you used to worship the beast. You just didn't know it. You were worshiping him in ignorance. So were the Jews. Okay, grandson. Let's eat. Bon appetit. Let's get into it. The Jews were worshiping God in ignorance. They were worshiping the beast in ignorance. They were worshiping, and many of you to this day are still worshiping Yahweh, the one who speaks out great blasphemies, the one that says, I am God and none else, the one who is darkened in his light. He is false light. He is deceived himself with pride. You see? To think that he is God. Why? Because he has the breath in him. The air is in him. And so he thinks, hey, I have partaken of the air and I breathed it upon these people and they worship me. So therefore, I'm the Father. No, nigga, you're an imposter. You think you're the Father, but that breath that's in you, Yahweh, came from my Father. Not from you. Just because it came out of you don't mean it came from you. You hear me today or not? Now I want you to look at your body and then listen to these words. They honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. God, can you hear it today? That means your human body betrays your spirit. They are at war. They're at war. So one of them was living deliciously in the land, sucking up all the resources, not giving nothing back. That's the flesh. That's the flesh. That's the beast. And the world worshipped him and wandered after him. He's making technology and so-called medical advancements and very intellectual and writing books. And oh man, people started to wander at the beast and say, wow, look at this guy. He can cut down all the trees and destroy the earth. He can kill all the damn animals, even the lion. He can just blast his head off with a device he makes. Who can make war with a beast when he can make a drone and just fly it over and shoot you from a remote control in his basement? Who can make war with a beast like that? So y'all hear me today? Do you hear me? The beast is a mentality of earth-dwelling mortals who believe that that is all there is this fleshly life, and they worship that. And then they spew that across the whole earth and make all the humble peoples of the earth start to chase mammon like him. That's what he's done. A colonizing force, a colonizer, a hive mind. Can you hear me today or what? Worshipping a beast. Now watch this. The Jews ignorantly were serving Yahweh and they didn't know. A beast, blood, see? Now, you read this all in the Old Testament and a lot of people have problems with it because they say, oh my God, that God is a bloody God. That's Yahweh, nigga. That's the beast. The Jews were in error. That's why Yahusha said it to them. Do y'all know my Father? Because y'all want to stone? Y'all want to kill and draw blood? What kind of people are y'all? Y'all aren't of my Father. They're like, but the law says, and then he says, is it not also written in your law? So do y'all see what the dilemma is? Do you see what Yahusha done? He sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, the people that God had ordained to be his own. They went astray, being led by mammon in the ways of this world. And Yahusha came to bring us back to our truth, away from this fleshly living. Tell me that's not what he did today, Israel. Take no thought of what you shall eat. Take no thought of what you shall put on. Take no scrip with you. Take no 2 pairs of shoes with you. Take no purse with you. Do you not see what your master is saying to you today? For all of these things do the Gentiles seek. The heathens. The world. Going along in their blind lust ignorant of what they're looking at in the mirror when they look at their own countenance and they deny the beast that they see in the mirror. And they fake it and they put a smile on their face and they say, "Hi, brother. Hi, sister. I love you. I trust you. I care about you." And as soon as they leave out that room, your countenance changes and you grab their phone and you go through their phone and you look and you see what they're up to and you try to control them like they belong to you. Only a beast does such a thing. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free, not put you in bondage. And that law put us in bondage. Why? Because it came through our consciousness incorrectly, because we were led by the beast, worshiping the beast, giving him blood. Abba says, "I don't want your sacrifices of bullocks and rams. I want a heart that's pure." That's the sacrifice I want, a broken, contrite heart. Y'all are circumcising your penises and creating blood to flow. I want you to circumcise the foreskin of your heart. Why can't y'all hear this today? Is it because you've been blinded by mammon to think that you can do something in your fleshly body to earn your right into a kingdom that you can't use your body to get in? Flesh and blood cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. So how in the hell do you think a piercing on your body determines whether you get in? How in the hell do you think the size of your height of your body determines whether you get in or not? How can you say it's whether you have straight teeth or crooked teeth to determine whether you're in the kingdom of heaven or not? How can you say whether it's if you have straight hair or crinkly hair that determines whether you get in the kingdom of heaven or not? Are y'all silly as hell or what? Nope. No more foolishness. No more silliness. No more silliness. How can you endure if you're being silly? Nope. When you working out in the gym, you be serious. You be having your headphones on and music be blasting. You can't hear nothing else but your music. You be zoned out. You be in your own zone. You don't know what's going on in the outside world because you're focused on and you're enduring your workout. Well, it's the same thing here. Do you have on your headphones listening to the words of Yahusha while you working out? Because the moment you take them headphones off, some bullshit coming. Let me give y'all an example of what I mean. I'm working out every day at this particular gym. Well, let me not exaggerate. I'll say 5 to 6 days a week, okay? I work out at this gym. Now, I go to the gym at a time where it's not very many people in there. I go about 4 a.m., so it's not very many people in the gym. I go there every day. I've worked my schedule out, that's when I'm going. So that's when I'm at the gym. Now, every day I'm at the gym, well, let me not exaggerate. Occasionally, when I'm at the gym, I would see this woman. Can't remember her name. But I would see this woman at the gym. And she would just be eyeballing me and licking her lips and trying to get my attention and trying to flirt with me. And meanwhile, let me tell you, I don't know what she's in the gym for because it ain't doing her body no good, okay? I ain't seeing no results. But I see why she's in there because I'm going to prove to you why she's there. So she's just looking and looking and looking. I would just ignore her. Like I said, I got my headphones on, minding my business. Now, she would come up to me every now and again and ask me to remove my headphones. Now, when I would remove my headphones, at first, I would, take them off all kind. Hey, how you doing? Hey. And she would start to talk to me. Now, this woman would, when they first talked, it was just, hey, hi, how you doing? I noticed you. I think you're attractive, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. But I'm married at this time. So I'm like, no, I'm married. She's like, all right. But every time I see her, she keeps coming. Then her words got a little bit more intense. Like, I just want to give you head. That's all I want to do. I'm tired of you ignoring me. I'm tired of you blowing me off. I'm tired of you not talking to me. I just want to give you some head. Can I give you head right now? We can go out to my car. We can go out anywhere. I just want to do it. That's what she said. And I said no. Then I went home and told my wife. And my wife got mad at me because she's like, I bet you wanted that shit too. I bet you probably want to do it too. I'm like, see what I'm saying? No. If I wanted to, I would have did it. I don't want this woman. But you see what I mean about how when I took my headphones out, what she said? What came in? Some bullshit. I done already told the woman I'm married, put my headphones back in. Now she asked me to take my headphones back out so she can tell me she want to give me some head. So you ain't hear me talk about I was married to this other woman here, right? You ain't hear that part, right? I mean, I heard you, I just don't care. I want to do what I want to do. Bullshit. See? Now, how does that help me? You giving me some head, how's that going to benefit me today? A nut that I could possibly get? That's the only benefit I'm going to get is this nut I'm going to get from you giving me some head. Instead of just going and being with my wife, who's always going to give me what I asked for. Come on. This is stupid. And I didn't do it neither. Never did. And she asked me many times, harassed me and sexually harassed me when I was at work. I worked with her. She would sexually harass me at work. And I would just ignore it and keep on moving. But the point is, it was coming. I had to keep my headphones in. Y'all see what I mean? You have to keep it blocked out because that's all it's going to do is seek to steal, kill, and destroy. Now, that woman was coming to me. Was she coming to seek to steal, kill, and destroy? Of course. I told you I was married to another woman that had a family. So you ain't coming to do nothing positive. You ain't. How is you giving me head gonna help you? How's that gonna help you be better? How's that gonna help your life be better? Okay, then I know that you just being used by Satan to try to bring my life down and destroy it. That's all it is. So let me put my headphones back in. Yahusha's voice. See what I'm trying to tell you? See what I'm trying to tell you? So what's actually happened there, grandson? Is somebody outside of me trying to talk to the beast that's inside of me, trying to get him enticed to get him to get something that we don't need. That's all it is. So if you know that today, then you know what to do. So we're going to continue on this some more at another time, but I just want to drop that hint on your brain so that you know where you at and you can prepare to reign. Silawam, little flock.